going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that.
Now again, Vice President Harris is expected to speak on Howard's campus at any moment, and we will bring that to you live when it happens.
Our Marcella Robertson is there again tonight with more on what she's hearing and seeing from supporters of the Vice President. A very different day today. Marcella.
Yeah, certainly a very different mood, and I'll talk about what, some of our supporters have been saying in just a moment, but the Vice President expected to take the stage here any moment. 24 hours later, thousands of her supporters, they have filed back onto the yard here at Howard University, Kamala Harris's alma mater. They, of course, yesterday were hoping to see her take the stage here behind me and give a victory speech as the first female president of the United States. Obviously, we know that is not the outcome of this election. As you mentioned there, we know that the Harris campaign says that she did call President-elect Trump earlier today to concede and congratulate him. I want to talk a little bit more about yesterday, this was really a big party out here, big celebration. And today it is a little bit of a different mood here. Original plan was that Harris would take the stage at some point to address the crowd, but just after midnight, her campaign co-chair, Cedric Richmond, came out briefly telling the crowd that Harris would not be speaking, but instead deliver remarks today. That is what we're waiting for right now. We know this has been such a short campaign for Harris. She became the Democratic presidential nominee after President Biden dropped out of that race just about 100 days ago. And I did speak with some of Harris's supporters out here today, those who have come back out here to see how they were feeling. And they say despite not being the outcome they wanted to see, they tell me that they're still really hopeful. Take a listen.
Devastated. But know that can't keep, you got to keep working. Consistency is the only thing we got right now, and one foot in front of the other. You just got to keep moving, remain consistent, do the things that you know you do best.
I just want her to feel supported because I just feel like for all of those who voted for Trump, you bought the ticket, you're going to get to see the show now.
Why was it important for you to come back?
I had to see it through. That's just life. That's consistency, the way I operate, everything. Just finishing what I started. So.
What are you hoping to hear from the Vice President today?
I mean, hopefully something that will raise spirits, because right now it's bad.
And a little bit more about that call from Harris to President-elect Trump today. We also know that her campaign says the VP made it very clear to Trump that she's going to work with President Biden to make sure that this is a peaceful transfer of power, and certainly not something that we saw play out in 2021. Again, we just got a heads up here. Asked everyone to turn off the lights. Just a quick 5-minute warning any moment that Vice President Kamala Harris will take the stage here again at her alma mater, Howard University. Back to you guys.
Marcella, the motto at Howard University in a lot of ways is truth and service, and excellence in truth and service. And the university has churned out scores of leaders, not just world leaders, but leaders in this nation from every level. And there was so much excitement that the vice president might be able to pierce through that ceiling that just hasn't been achieved yet for women. That she would have had the opportunity to do that and return home today, or yesterday obviously, to kind of make that statement and to crystallize what's possible when you attend an institution like a Howard University. I know there's a lot of pride there, even though the young people you spoke to today are deeply disappointed in the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to mention quickly, right, you talk about the pride, and even though it is not the outcome that they wanted to see, really everyone that I spoke to said that they still feel hopeful. They feel optimistic. They feel proud. Some of them were Howard alumni. Some, never went here, are not students here. But one woman, what really stands out, told me that, she feels that Harris put everything out there, that she put all of the effort out there. And she said if there's any time to come out and support her, it is today. So that is why she and so many others decided to come back here to campus. Obviously, they were a little bit disappointed last night, hoping to hear from the vice president, on election election night at this watch party where the energy was really electric. But they all decided to come back, and that is what they tell me, is because they want to support her and they still feel that hope and optimism, kind of that message that she has been pushing forward in her campaign.
Yeah, I like what the guy said, the gentleman you spoke with last, who said, I'm here because I want to finish what I started. A lot of these folks, a lot of these supporters spent countless hours supporting this campaign and her mission and her vision for this country. So of course they're going to be listening today to figure out how to move forward. They're listening to every word she says this evening.
Yes, and so in the way that she may not become the commander-in-chief, she's got to be comforter-in-chief today.
Yeah.
She's got to really wrap her arms around these young people, supporters, and people just in the community, and the millions of people who aren't there today but are watching and listening to hear a message for how they should move forward.
Yeah, we do want to point out as well, President Biden, he says that he will address the nation tomorrow, and he has invited President-elect Trump back to the White House as well. We'll talk more about that in just a minute.